Many people are into it, but if it is not your thing, you cannot do it, because it's not something that you do just to earn money. I'm doing it personally because I love it. If not, I would have already left it. There are many people that are selling online now, but I'll tell you the client base that I have already, it's not because I'm doing this thing for doing sake. It's because I have the passion.
Social media marketing, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, has so far been leveraged by many youths to innovate upon and bring forth a new way of doing business online. Today, I'm joined by Bonkem Collins, popularly known as Millz, who is using this same method to leverage upon and do business. He is a teacher by training, a CAPIEN holder, and he also has a bachelor's degree in banking and finance. Millz is a personal shopper and a social media influencer. He uses WhatsApp as his means of doing social media marketing with dropshipping. And in so doing, he's able to achieve and make it in life doing these things. Today's conversation is not just about social media marketing and making it in life. It's also about consistency, productivity, and many more to come. I know you enjoyed the conversation, and if you do, please share so that people can come and feed from this information that we have for you. Welcome to the show, Mr. Collins.
Mr. Kefe Collins, namesake, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for joining the show today, and thank you for being willing to come and share with us your story and your life and your achievements. But before we do, it's only fair to our viewers, to our friends who are watching, for you to tell them what has made you who you are today, what has built you up to be the Millz, the Collins that we know today.
Okay, I had my advanced level. I left the advanced level. I went to university for my university studies. I did 3 years. That was in SUA. I had my bachelor's degree in banking and finance. After a 3 years course, I went back to the village just to rest and have a cold head. My parents asked me to do the CAPIEN. I was reluctant because actually I don't really like teaching, because I know it has some constraints. It has certain things that you are supposed to do, a way to follow up, and I'm not that kind of person, because I hate it when I'm being told what to do. Even when I'm told what to do, I always like to do it in my own time. I program it myself and I do it in my own time. So irrespective of all this, I told myself, it's okay. You don't have to always just be the you that you are. At times you have to go out of the box. Try to be someone else. I did the teacher's training and I had my CAPIEN. When I had my CAPIEN, I left the village. I came to Yaoundé, staying with my uncle, whom I appreciate and I really thank God for, Mr. Kenneth, because he has been of so much help to me. I stayed with him. I deposited my application in 1 or 2 institutions. They took me in one as a class 6 teacher, where I did taught there for just a year. During this 1 year, I had 1 or 2 ups and downs, 1 or 2 things that had to put me down, put me up. But I thank God for the pupils I thought they had it. All of them made it. When I was teaching, most of my friends would always be like, what are you actually teaching these people? Because they know the kind of person that I am. I'm a free kind of person. So they were like, what are you actually teaching these people? And they would laugh, mock at me. But I would just laugh with them. I took it upon myself that what I have engaged in, I must see it through. I made sure that those peoples had 100%. Before the year went to an end, I had 1 or 2 misunderstandings with the administration, be it some of them were financial and other related issues. So I dropped I told myself this is not actually what I'm in for. This is not the kind of person that I'll be. This is not the field that I personally should look for in engaging. So I dropping with no intentions of any other thing, but I just knew something was gonna pop up. I stayed in the house for like 3 months. First 3 months I went out just in the streets. I stumbled upon a guy, he's a francophone. I really appreciate him very well, because I will not be where I am today if not of him. I bought some few t-shirts from him. They were nice. I took his number, I saved it. When I reached home, 1 or 2 friends came by visiting. They saw the t-shirts and they loved them. Naturally, I'm a kind of person that when you like something and you want to buy, I'm free. I just sell it. But I always try to be honest with you. If I've won it, I tell you I've won it. If I've not won it. So you know before you are purchasing the item. So I told them. They bought them. Gradually, I realized that when they bought them, they actually went. Maybe when another friend meets them, they are like, your t-shirts are nice. I got it from millz. Gradually now, whenever they were coming to me, like, this guy said he bought t-shirts from you. This guy said he bought t-shirts from you. Then I engaged. Once in a while, I buy t-shirts from the guy. And then now, I went and met some old friends whom I am very grateful for, because they have equally put me in this chair. I met them and I asked them, this is what I'm gradually getting into. One of them took me to Mokolo once to purchase some things that were not related to my field. Then I just told myself, let me just go around and see if I can see any nice things around. And moving around, I met 1 or 2 people that actually, I bought some few things from them and I took their numbers. And that is how gradually now I started engaging and going into buying from Mokolo once in a while. I proceeded in that way. So I realized that what many people are actually referring me. Somebody buys something from me and then he likes it, he goes and refers to a friend. And that is how I am. I've been thriving up to now, and I'm in that field, in that same manner, up to date.
Wow. Wow, millz. Actually, a story speaks forth of someone who, through different circumstances, decided to brave through situations, exploring the situations to see if the situation was that which he could settle for. And luckily, you are not the type of person who would just settle for any type of thing, which is very, very inspiring, because it talks of, there's this one quote that if your job makes you miserable, you should be willing to let go of it. Sometimes you should have a very tentative plan, which is the most suggested way, but the most somehow irrational way is to just get out of it and let the circumstances push you through. That is sometimes very difficult and it breaks so many people, but that's the route which you took. And it has built you through exploring new situations, getting into this business, in quotes, which you didn't really know so much about, and then you started to thrive in it. But now it begs the question, like, while you were getting into it, were you just doing it as a survival mechanism? Like, okay, if I don't do this thing, I'll not be able to eat. I'll not be able to put shelter over my head. Or getting and engaging into it more, you had realized that this was a business that you could actually thrive in. And you were willing to put it all to build such a business, to build such reputation, and be where you are today.
I can say it's both, because I was living with my uncle. I was getting old. There's a day that I will have to be on my own. So I had that in mind. I knew that one day I will need to be the one taking care of myself. That was one of the motives. But most importantly, it was due to the fact that from the onset, even back then in the village, I always remove things from that I am wearing and I sell. So when the opportunity came by, I realized that no, if God willing, I forged through this path. I can be something. I can live a dream, because I can say that's a dream. That's something that I'm not doing it because I'm surviving. I'm doing it because I equally love it. It is like it's like doing a job that you are paid for. That is your hobby.
Okay, so basically, you've found a business which is your passion, and you're leveraging that business and working on it because you love it, and you're doing it. It's not just a business anymore. It's not just a profession. It's a hobby, and they always tell us to look for our hobbies and make it to pay us. Fortunately for you, you stumbled onto something, and luckily it's something that you've always been doing, something that you've always wanted to do, and now you are reaping benefits from it, which is very, very important. Sometimes they tell us, as I've said before, to make our hobby to pay us, or sometimes to let what we are doing to be our hobby, or to love what we are doing. You've gone towards the other route, which is very nice, and it teaches us a lot, because once you love what you are doing, you are able to put in your effort to make sure that that thing grows. You are ready to put in the effort to build that thing, to let it go to the level with which you want it to. And then you are not pushed. You are getting up every morning. You love going for work. You love going for the business, which is very, very vital in any career that we want in our lives. But okay, right now, actually, now in the world, we see that most companies as such, like you're looking at digital marketing, most companies in the world, like Airbnbs, which leases houses, and it doesn't have a house in a physical location. We have Ubers, who leases cars and they don't own cars of their own. You are here, you're doing now marketing, you're marketing clothes, you are selling it, you are like an intermediary between those who own the shops, those who own the products, and the clients. Utilizing social media, basically you are at your home and you're able to make it somehow. What can you say it's an advantage of this? How can youths of Cameroon and of Africa, of developing countries, leverage this and make it their own profession, to grow on it and make it in life?
Rightly, as you said, they say, imagine yourself being paid for doing your hobby. Having a hobby you are being paid for, something that you actually love, you are being paid for. Most people in Cameroon right now are into this online marketing, especially the clothing business. Most of them are not doing it because they like it. It's because they don't have any option. There is no work in Cameroon. Now, what people get to miss out is the fact that what? Try to make sure that anything that you're doing, right? If you don't love it, make sure that you gradually create a passion for it. But if you can have the opportunity of getting into something that you actually love, prioritize it and make it bring you money. Now, what I'm trying to say is that what? Let us not just be like, since there are no jobs, let me just get into clothing business because everybody into it. No. Many people are into it, but if it is not your thing, you cannot do it. Because it's not something that you do just to earn money. I'm doing it personally because I love it. If not, I would have already left it. There are many people that are selling online now, but I will tell you the client base that I have already, it's not because I'm doing this thing for doing sake. It's because I have the passion. And I always try to find ways of ameliorating, growing in what I'm doing. Now, the online marketing is something that is done in Cameroon now. Let us engage in it. It has a lot of money.
And it doesn't really need so much capital to get started.
That's very correct. Now, when you want to do it, you must not have a particular brand like clothing, the clothing business. You must say, no, I must do the clothing business. Look for something that you actually maybe like. There is, you can market other things like household utensils. Some other people, they can be into technology. I see many people that get into phones. If you are someone that knows phones very well, when you are doing it, you realize that what there's a way in which you always find something complementary to gradually join to the business, and you are finding yourself evolving, moving from one stage to another.
So basically, you should not just generalize. You should be that type of person that you look for a particular niche, what you love, social media marketing can be very broad, but you look for an item that you actually love that you can easily market, because it's not just about marketing, it's about something that you can easily market and embody. And it even goes back to you, like I see the clothing is part of your lifestyle right now. Tell us a bit about it.
Yes, that's very correct. When I started it, I will only just post the items in my status. But I realized that even when I post the items, there are some of them that I actually love and I purchase them for myself to wear. I will post the items on my status. Many people will come and they will see, quite alright, but they will not purchase. When they see me now, I wear that particular item, they're like, wow, this item is cool. Or you realize that somebody will come and buy my item now, but of which I publicized it. I made it public, I posted it, and nobody commented, nobody bought it. But now they see it on me and they're like, can I get mine? So I've used myself like the mannequin lately.
Exactly.
So mostly now I get to buy the things. So most of it I buy for my personal usage. If you come to purchase it, you purchase it. But since I know that many people always want to see me wear it before they get to purchase it, so when I bring the items, I can keep them in my place for like a week. I just wear when I'm in the house. I post them. When I post them, if you like them, you can come get it. While it's still new, I've never worn it. Let me put it that way. But when it's in my place for like more than a week, and I realize nobody has purchased, I can actually just start wearing it now as my personal clothes. And then eventually, that's what I said, I'm always honest about it. Some people, I wear it for like maybe a month or so, and they still like it.
Wow.
And they still come and purchase. And funniest thing is, I have some particular people that if I have an item that I post, if they don't they come and I'll say they want to pay the item, right? And I'm like, it's still available in the market. Let me go and purchase your own item. They will say, no.
You want the one that you have already bought.
That particular one that you have for yourself. Which means they have the confidence in me. Like, what I get for myself is always different. At times it's not different, it's just the same thing.
Yeah, they feel like the quality of what you are having is different from what you are going to sell to them. And that's what makes you nowadays. And that's why I was confident in calling you a social media influencer, because it's from wearing those things now that you're able to influence people. First of all, just posting the products wasn't influencing people as much. But now wearing them, actually being able to advertise it on yourself, being able to make yourself a mannequin, you're able to influence them, because they know that if you want this thing, if you look good in this thing, probably I will look the same. And it gives them some level of comprehension and understanding that this is the level or the quality of the item that I'm able to give. And now for people to be able to look up to you like that, you need to have built some confidence in them. So to make it now in such a business, it only makes sense for you to have a loyal customer base. And not just a loyal customer base, you also have to be expanding your customer base as time is going. How do you go about getting the loyal customer base and expanding on your customer base? What do you do to keep up?
That's a very good question, Mr. Kefe. First thing is I make myself trustworthy. At times when a customer comes to me and is skeptical, because I can't tell lies. Many people have been duped through this online buying and selling. And then there are so many people as well that have bought things online. Their experiences are very bad. You buy a product, something else comes. Or you buy a product, since they always have catalogs already, you think it's good quality, of which is not good quality. I myself, personally, I'm growing. The level at which I know the quality of a product now is not the level at which I knew the quality of that product some few months back. So as I am in the business, I try to always learn. I won't say I've been, at times I sell goods to people. I think that they are the original because my supplier said it's the original. Because for me to get a supplier as well is not easy, because you know that in our modern world, whenever I want to buy something, that person's main aim is he needs the money. At times people don't prioritize the customer. That is what I'm putting in. My customer is my number one priority for you to buy from me. And then one other thing is you always have guarantee with me. I make sure that my supplier equally understands. So my supplier understands that if I go and my customer says this good is not the quality I was expecting,
maybe the size,
yes, or the size,
the fit,
it's not fitting, it's small, it's big, I can come and I have to change it. So I make my customer equally know that what, as I'm selling this product to you, you have guarantee. If it's not your size, we can change. If it is this way, we can see how we can go about it to come to a compromise. So that is the confidence I build in myself and in my clients. And then equally for those who have had issues with this online buying in such a way that they are always very, very skeptical about buying online.
Yeah, I for one have actually had such a situation where I buy something and I was expecting a quality, a particular type of quality, and then I come and it's after some months before I receive the product, and the quality is far from what I actually anticipated, and that has actually made me to filter a lot. I don't just buy from anybody. I need to be sure of the customer, of the client before I'm able to get a product from them. Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
As I was saying, customers are very skeptical, especially new customers that have been referred to me. They are very skeptical due to those online issues they have bought, and they had this or that such issues. And the thing is, they cannot change the things or take them back or something like that. So I make sure that what, firstly, when you come and you are very skeptical, most of the times I will buy with my own personal funds. I purchase the good with my funds. You judge the quality. When you judge the quality and you are d'accord with it, that's when you pay. But with time, when you get to know me, you know that what, pay and you are delivered, but you still have that guarantee. You perfectly have that guarantee of, if it is not your size or anything comes up, we are going to come to a compromise and make sure that I don't leave my customers hungry, no matter the situation. At times I always incur the losses because it is risk, just to keep my customer, because it is a risk that I already know. I knew from the onset that getting into this, I have to be able to know that what I can get into losses at times. And one other thing that is making me to grow is, some people always ask me, why is that you don't go and buy from Douala? Things are a little bit cheaper there. You know that the prices equally affect us. I'm not refusing that fact, I know. But what makes me not to buy from Douala is the distance. Take for example, you buy something, it comes and reaches here now, and owing to that distance, right, it needs to be changed.
Exactly.
First thing is transport up and down. I will incur losses. Second thing is, I will not go with it back to the place and not take it. So I've made sure that what, I have suppliers that have understood the fact that what, I'm into drop shipping. I get it, I go and I deliver, and when my customer is satisfied, we add a call. If it is having any issues, we see how we can regulate. You understand? Thank you.
Yeah, that's just making me now to realize, like, because the first idea I thought about this your business was like, you're just at home, somebody sends you pictures and then you post, and then the person gets the thing, people who like it, they send you money, you just refer them to this. But I'm seeing a more hands-on approach by you, such that you're able to maintain your customers, you are really able to interact with your customers and please them, give them exactly what they want. And I can see really how it can build up that sense of loyalty. Because if I know that I have the guarantee, I have a policy where I can always return back my money if I don't like a product, and I always get the quality of the product that I want. Yeah. And if I'm unable to get that quality, you on your own self, you tell me that the quality is not that, which I think it builds my confidence. And when somebody by me, my friend or people around me want to get something, I obviously know whom I trust. Now easily refer it to you. I can see really how the customer base can be growing. But you're talking about a little bit more hands-on approach where you're identifying your suppliers and you're going to them directly. You are going directly to your customers to make sure that the product is exactly what they want. You're interacting with them. But still yet you're trying to make sure that you're cutting your losses at a proper way, which you are not over giving in and maybe diversifying the risk or minimizing the risk. Now, but really, working solo can actually be very tricky, because in this juncture, nobody is behind you, pushing you, telling you what to do. You are the one to always set your strategy, to put in your mind to get up in the morning and be willing to work. You're not working to please somebody or to satisfy or to meet somebody else's objective but yours. And this is very difficult. It requires a lot of discipline. How do you go about it? How do you discipline yourself to get up every morning knowing that you have to do these things and you still go about doing it?
Before I get into discipline, how I get to discipline myself, I actually just talked about loyalty, gaining the confidence of my customers. I didn't talk about the referrals, my customers. I'll give a hand of applause and say thank you to all my friends. Be them directly or indirectly, they are supportive. You must not. There are many of them that don't get to just buy from me. They don't just base on buying from me. You understand? They actually refer me to many people. I really appreciate them. So I'll say thank you to all of you, my friends, for always referring me, and for those who always buy. You guys are playing a very crucial role for my growth. I appreciate it. Okay, now talk about how I get to discipline myself. Yeah. It's actually hard because there are certain days that I'm like, are you not your boss?
You could just lie and spend the entire day being lazy.
Don't even just go to the market.
Exactly.
Now, as I said, my customers are my priority. Always make sure that I'm made up with their demands. If you need something, and at times, even when I can't get it, I always try to see how I can be able to reach out to one or two people to see how I can be able to satisfy you. No matter what, I always try my best. And then, how I get to discipline myself is this fact. When I think about myself, I'm not looking at the business as something I'm doing for leisure. No. I put myself in a situation where I'm working under somebody. And obviously, I'm working on for somebody because my customer is my boss. That's what I say. Yeah. I must not have a boss that is somebody that bosses me around like, pass, go this way. No. I say my customer is my boss. If he says he needs something at this time, I am supposed to deliver at that time. And I always put that into consideration. And when I put that into consideration, I make sure that is how I am able to wake up every morning when I have to make sure that I have to deliver on time. Thank you.
Wow. That's actually very nice. And I think there's a lot that you have talked about and a lot that you have built up to be who you are. And there's a lot that you could actually share with the audience. Like, for example, your own attitude, your own work that you have put in, your mentality to drive you through. I think there's one or two words that you can give the youth on that type of mentality to grow. Because now you're actually making it, sustaining your life out of something that is actually very genuine. It's not so with many youths. What can you say should be the right attitude, the right framework for you to want to make it in life in a genuine aspect?
Lately, many youths feel like you can't make it legit, you can't make it the right way. That's false. It's because many youths are lazy. Many youths are actually very lazy. I think Tizi Panchako already sang a song and said many youths are lazy, and they were using it for whatever uses and playing up and down in social media. Many youths are lazy. And then it takes a lot of patience and hard work. Some people, they don't know from where I started, especially those who don't know me from then. They don't know what I've gone through. They don't know the hardships I've overcome to be where I am.
Exactly. There's this point that one guy said that work so hard that when people see you in the future making it, they feel you are privileged. Yes. And you have just been fortunate. It's just luck on your side.
That's it.
Exactly.
So mostly when they come and they see me now, I'm just from selling, and I sell just at home. I always just run, take your deliveries, and then I come back. First thing you should know is, for me to get those suppliers was never easy.
Exactly.
It was never easy. And then getting those suppliers, there's this saying, for you to grow, you must not be comfortable where you are. Make sure you are not comfortable where you are. Even if you are your boss, make sure that you are not comfortable where you are. Make sure that you always find ways to grow, because there's no limit to growth. There's no limit to growth. So I don't constrain myself. I don't put myself in a box. I make sure that even if I have you as my supplier, I am still looking for other suppliers, because I can tell you frankly, the prices my suppliers give me now are not the prices that they gave me when I started this business. And then when I meet a new supplier that gives me something at a moderate price, that's one thing that many people used to usually failing. They will just run away from your old supplier. Don't run. That supplier, normally you are new in the market, it was his advantage, and it is normal for him to have surplus benefits from you. The prices he might have been giving you were exorbitant. We are not refusing, but it's because you are new. They don't know whether you are going to stay in the business or you are just going to buy like that and then just go. You understand? So whenever I get a new supplier for that very product, what do? I make sure that I come to my old supplier and I tell you have to take into consideration and have in mind now that what I have somebody that's giving me at a good price. If you can't cut down your prices so that I can be able to satisfy my customers and equally make my customers willing to buy from me, I will have to divert. I'll go to my new supplier. That's the same thing you both should do to me. When I am giving you goods and then you get to meet in somebody that gives you at good prices, what are you supposed to do? You just tell me frankly. Don't run. Come to me. There's nothing more than dialogue.
Exactly.
We talk. You tell me that, bro, dude, you are supposed to do what? Cut down the prices on me, because I'm gradually maybe getting somebody that's giving me good prices. So do something. I'll say no problem. Even if I can't cut you down prices, once in a while I will make sure that I discount you when you are purchasing.
Exactly.
That's why I say it is all about dialogue. Then, as I was saying, work hard. Work hard and be patient. Put God first. That's one of the major things. Actually, at times I sit and I ask myself, how am I able to do this? How am I able to survive? It's because I always make sure that it's because everything, before I do it, I always just say, I don't know how it's going to be like. Stop focusing on knowing your future. Focus on your present and put everything into his hands. It will work out well. And then you realize that most youths don't actually feel that again. They are into just the one thing with youth is this pressure. How can you try to compete with somebody that is from a wealthy home or from an established home? The background was already good for that person. We're not saying don't aspire to be better or to be good in future. Have aspirations, but don't make your aspirations, don't live according to your aspirations. Live at your level and aspire to be better. As you aspire to be better, make sure that you are contented with what you have. Peer influence is what is actually making the youth to feel like you cannot do it the right way. Peer influence. When you realize that you are in this situation, I'm going to be influenced by maybe this friend. We're not saying cut off your friends. No. There are times you know when to vibe with them. There are times you know when to hang out with them. At times I myself, I reach places that I'm influenced.
Exactly.
That I sit and I'm like, these are my age mates. They already have this. They are like this. Will I ever reach there? So if I am that kind of, at times when I realize that I'll go to those places and I will feel that guilt, I will think of things like that. At times when they ask me, let's go this place, go to this place, I just tell them, I bring up a silly excuse and I'm like,
you turn down the offer.
I turn down the offer.
Exactly.
And I don't get to go. So live with what you have, be contented and be thankful to God.
That's actually very true. So let me just summarize what you have said. For youth to make it in this life, they have to judge their background. They judge their background, they know where they are from, and then they judge where they want to go to. Yes. They have to not believe, they have to work hard and be patient, because it doesn't just come overnight. It takes some time to build a lot of time,
especially that patience. That patience. You look, for example, you see that youths 21, 22 years are already feeling like they have not made it in life.
They have not made it in life.
How is that possible?
They're still too young to be feeling.
How is that possible?
Exactly.
Let me quote an example. I have somebody that I look up to, an elderly person. He is around 38 years now, 35 to 38. I don't know exactly, but judging physically, I know it's around 38, 35 years. He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have a car. Right? But he is I can say that right now he doesn't even have something that he can say, this is what I do for a living. You see now, but he is very happy. He has siblings that he takes care of. You see now, he has siblings that he takes. We are not saying that he's working hard, trying to evolve from this to this and that and that, but he is not influenced. He is not thinking that the worst has come to the worst, because when he sits and evaluates himself, he sees that what? That is one of the major things in life. Self-evaluation. Look at yourself. Don't compete with friends. Compete with yourself. Where I am today, is it where I was yesterday?
Exactly. And I think Jordan Peterson actually made a point on that. He says, always compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not to whom somebody is today. Because the situations that have made them or that they are in today are not the same situations and will never be the situations you'll be in. You don't know the problems they are facing.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's I've forgotten his name. He also talked about, sometimes you look at somebody and then you wish to have the life that they have. But are you willing to bear the pain that they were able to bear before they reached where they are? Mm-hmm. Are you willing to let go? Sometimes they had to let go of their sleep. They had to let go of health to be wherever they are. They had to let go of things that are even greater than and things that they don't talk about to be where they are in. You're only seeing at the out. You're only looking at the outcome, and you wish to be where they are. Are you willing to put in the effort? Are you willing to let go of those same things that you are willing to that they let go of?
That's the point. Personally, you are supposed to know your weaknesses and your strengths.
Exactly.
Everybody is not the same. What I might endure, you might not endure.
Exactly.
So when you know that I can endure this thing, you go in for it. You know that you cannot endure this thing, you let go, look for another thing that can endure. Everybody is not the same.
That's true. That's true. Thank you very much, Mr. Millz, Cash, Mr. Collins, my name is Hank. We've actually had a very interesting conversation that has been very remarkable. Like, I've learned a lot from you. About persistence, about hard work, about patience, about comparing myself to whom I was yesterday and not just being looking at around people who are what people are now and comparing myself to. Running a race and knowing that it is my own race. I make the rules and I have to succeed.
Yes.
And I have to put in the work. I hope our listeners, our friends out there listening to this, you have picked up one or two things from this conversation. And if you have done, please leave a comment on the chat box. What have you learned from the conversation? What questions would you wish to ask Millz about how he runs his business and how he's able to keep it and keep pushing through? He must not be a multi-million-dollar person to be able to motivate you, but he's a youth who is able to survive, and I think he has bigger dreams, and I'm waiting and looking forward to that day when he will come back here to tell us a new, different story of how he has risen to greater heights. I hope you've learned from our conversation. If you've done, please subscribe and share with your friends too, such that they can also listen to these conversations and many other more conversations that will be coming. Conversations that are inspiring, meant to mold the lives of individuals through experiences of those who come to the show and who have decided to share with us. See you in the next one. Okay, I will be leaving his contact details, the Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp contact on the description. So you can reach out to him. If you're in Cameroon, you can reach out. He also even does international, so we're hoping to see you. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.